I'm Deanna.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we are here to bring you another episode of Got Fears?
Get Over It.
Today our topic is
Afraid of the dark.
You know, fear of the dark occurs in toddlers, children, teenagers, and even some adults. It's a very normal anxiety. And, you know, it can certainly turn into a phobia if it's not dealt with.
For toddlers, becoming afraid of the dark actually shows that they're maturing in imagination. And they realize that the dark hides things and can make things seem like monsters or other things.
You know, I think it's because toddlers they're not quite mature enough to realize that the same things that are there when the light is on are there when it's dark as well. And so when the lights go off, they start imagining shapes, and figures, and just looming eeriness. And you know, for older children, this fear is the same way. It persists. And as they begin to mature, a lot of their fears, I believe, come from the fact that their body's maturing, they have thoughts of death, or maybe someone in their family has died. And also, you know, TV programs, video games. Wow, the things that you see on those nowadays. It's very frightening. And those fears, they come out at night. When the lights go off, they come out. And then, you know, they start to feel ashamed because they think, I'm older, I shouldn't feel this way. So, you know, you have to admit, even as an adult, which you're not an adult, but you're very close to it, when you're in an unfamiliar place, it gets kind of scary. So here are some tips to help. First of all, never ever get onto your toddler, child, or teenager about being afraid of the dark. Never criticize them. Never make them feel bad because they're afraid. Don't allow other siblings to do that, because this will only make the fears worse.
And if a child's old enough, allow him to talk about it. This teaches him to open up. I mean, offer him support and tell him that nothing can hurt him. Respect his thoughts.
That's a really good idea. You know, a nightlight. Put a nightlight in the room. Very easy thing to do. Or one of those lamps that put the really cool shapes onto the ceiling. You know, you can also allow your child to sleep with one of those flashlights that after they're on for a while, they automatically shut off. You can buy them at almost any market now. And I think it's well worth it. You don't have to worry about them getting burnt or fires or anything like that because they shut off after so long.
And you know, I like to put glow-in-the-dark stars and stuff on the walls and ceiling.
I always wondered why you did that.
They're nice, and it doesn't make you feel like you're all alone in the dark. And you can give a child a lovey or a comfort object, such as a stuffed animal or a soft blanket, to make the scary things go away. And you can walk around the room with the child and show them that everything is okay, and it's all the same during the daytime as it is at night.
That's a really good idea. You know, it doesn't hurt either to stay with your child. If your child is really that afraid, stay with them. Read to them. Play some soft music. Just be there for them. But never, ever, ever force your child to stay in a dark room to confront their fears. This is the worst thing that you could do. This will lead to an unhealthy phobia, and it will be very devastating and traumatizing for the child. Now for the older children.
Encourage him to draw, and to draw what he's scared of, you know? It sometimes will help them to overcome the fear. And you can allow him to read about it. It will help him understand that it's a natural human response for him to be scared of the dark. And it may help him understand and face and overcome his fear.
And I can't stress enough, monitor your children's television and video game habits. Because, you know, these habits of watching some of the things that you may not even realize that your child's watching, even though you think you have your televisions, you know, strictly monitored, things that they're afraid of or that their fears come out of, they may not even be something that you would think would be terrifying. So keep that in mind, and just talk to your children every day. Talk to them about their friends, their teachers, you know, just everyday concerns. I mean, that's really something good to talk about, because sometimes our anxieties materialize at night and they just manifest into distressful emotions.
Yeah, that makes sense. And if his fears seem to interfere with his normal life and he refuses to sleep in his own bedroom after a while of being afraid, it may be best to get him into a counselor or a professional who can skillfully show him that it's okay and he can learn to understand it, and
Right.
it will help him feel better about it.
Well, you know, the one thing that people forget is that this fear is very, very normal, and it universally affects all of us. At one time or another, we have all been, or we will be, afraid of the dark. So, for persistent chronic attacks or fears, parents, just do your best to be there by your child or your toddler or your teenager, or heck, it may even be your spouse. Be by their side. Be there for them. Don't make fun of them. And try to understand their fear of the dark. But remember, if the fear becomes so overwhelming that you can't handle it, seek professional help. Well, I hope this helps.
Until next time,
Got fears?
get over it.
Don't forget, leave your comments down here. And if you would please rate us, that would be awesome too.
You can subscribe too. And also, if there's any fears that you have suggestions about or anything, just put them below and we'll see what we can do.
And check us out on Twitter. Bye, everyone.
Bye.